Welcome back everyone. Today's video gonna be a short one, and I'm gonna give you 5 tips and plus 2 bonus track on how to capture those dreamscape. So I'm gonna share with you so you can apply it the next time that you're at the beach, and if you want to capture those beautiful seascapes. So I'm gonna get down to the beach and I'm gonna start with tip number 1. I'm going to talk today about 5 tips that you should be using to capture those dream seascape photography that you always wanted. It's really easy, and I wish I knew this tip earlier when I started to do seascape photography. So that's why I put a list of my 5 favorite tips plus a few bonus tracks that I found the most useful for you when it comes to seascape photography. So I hope you can hear me well. I'm right next to the shore right here. There's a big zigzag rocks right there, and the waves are crashing really strong. It's high tide right now. It's beautiful. It's about 3 hours before sunset, so day doesn't look very promising, but hey, you never know. These change constantly. But today we're here to talk about these 5 tips. So tip number 1, of course, like we always talk, you have to plan, right? So the tip number 1 is check the current condition of the ocean. Check your tide. Check the tide times, when it's high tide, when it's low tide. That's very important, because you can get surprised by the tide if you don't check, if you're not well prepared when you come into the ocean. Sometimes you are areas that are accessible low tide, but you get so into the moment, the conditions are great, then low tide start coming, and then you get stuck and you can't come back to where you come from, and it's a problem, because that means that you're gonna have to stay there until the next low tide. Believe me, it happened to me one time. Really fun story for another time. And there's many apps I can name, like the one that I use the most is the Weather Channel. It's reliable for me. So far it hasn't given me any trouble. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good apps out there, but that's the one that I use. So remember, check the tides so you don't get surprised when you come into the beach. Okay, tip number 2, make your equipment waterproof as possible, because you're gonna get really close to the waters. You're gonna be, like I say, photographing this wave action. So if your equipment is not waterproof, I highly recommend to make your equipment as waterproof as possible. I have different gear. I have some waterproof covers. Sometimes I use plastic bags, but the one that I use the most, and I found really useful and super cheap, is those shower caps that I get on hotel room when I go on trips. So make sure to cover your camera and do it as waterproof as possible. You're gonna be really close to the action, and you're gonna be receiving water splash a lot. So, and also make sure they bring with you a towel, like those absorbent towels, that the one that they take the moisture out, like microfiber towels, and also some little tissue paper, like the one that you're gonna see right now. Tip number 3, use wide angle lenses, 17 to 35, 15 to 25, 15 to 24, whatever your case might encounter. I have a 17 to 35 Tamron 2.8 spherical lens. It's great. It's a little old, but it worked fine with me. But using a wide angle lens is gonna allow you to go closer to the seam. You're gonna be really low, close to the water, and photographing that action of the water right there. As wider your angle is, the better. So tip number 3 is use wide angle lenses, and also get really low. You know, put your tripod lowest and go really low the action. A wide angle lens will make you that dimension, create that dimension, and how to say the word is perspective. It will make some smaller object look bigger, and once again it will make give you the option to get closer to a subject like a foreground, and a leading line will lead you to the background, and you will create that, you know, dimension photography, that powerful image. So wide angle lenses. Tip number 4, use smaller aperture as possible. f16, f11, try to use those smaller aperture. Once again, this type of photography, when you're getting really close to water, action and stuff, you don't have the chances to decide where to focus and do 3 or 4 images. It's different when you have time and you have a big scenery and vista, because that's a different thing. Same thing with manual focus. It doesn't apply in this situation, you know. Well, maybe not, but that will depend on how good are you at doing manual focus, the image. So use a smaller aperture for tip number 4. Tip number 5, you will need some filters. So you must use filters. The filter will allow you to compensate the image. Sometimes the sky is too bright and the rocks are too dark, and you will have a balanced image. So you're gonna need filter to balance out that image. In my case, my kit, I use Lee filters, and it consists of a polarizer, a 10-stop ND filter, a 6-stop ND filter, which those I don't use it as much when it's sunset time. I use it more like midday or before midday. Also, I have the 6-stop ND soft edge graduated filter, and I have also the hard edge ND filter. The difference between the two of them is, if you're photographing something like you have a foreground, a zigzag, and then it goes to the ocean with a beautiful sunset, and there's nothing on the horizon, that's when you use your hard edge ND filter, because there's nothing in the horizon to block. Now the scenario is different. You have a rock formation in the foreground, something else in the mid-ground, and a big rock formation on the background. That's when you use the soft edge ND filter, because it will give you a progression, like diffuse progression from darker to lighter. So once again, those are the filters they will need, and a polarizer to take out the reflection, an ND filter, a soft grad or a hard grad, ND filter, 10-stop if you want to do those really long exposure. That's pretty much it, what you will need. Applying these 5 tips to your C-stack photography, you will get great results. So my first bonus track will be get really close to the action. If you don't end up at the end of your shooting soaking wet, that means you were not too close, and get really close to the action. My second bonus track, if you want to call it that way, make sure you wear comfortable shoes and clothes that are comfortable for you to be in the water. I highly recommend, if you know those river shoes, wear river shoes. Do not wear flip-flops. The flip-flops are not reliable. You know, river shoes are the best to wear when you are at the ocean in the sea stack. And my third bonus track, make sure you clean up all your gear as soon as you get home. If you see a white spot, that is salt water. Ocean water is really harmful for your camera. So make sure that you clean up every piece of gear as soon as you get back home. You won't notice the mist, the ocean, that is all salt. If you get into the circle, it can damage your equipment. So that's it, guys. That's all that I have for you today. It's a quick video. I hope you enjoy it and like it, and start using those 5 tips and you will get great seascape photography, like we call it dreamscape photography. Okay, those are my 5 tips plus my bonus track. I hope you like them and start using them and apply them to when you go out next time to do your seascape photography. Remember, stay safe when you go out to the water. That's the number one thing. Stay safe. Do not endanger your life, and also protect the life, the ocean. Do not pick up anything. Do not throw rocks. Do not harm the living creatures there in the ocean. Protect them too. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope everybody have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. I think my next video will be directly from Yosemite National Park. I'm going to be doing a series of videos and capturing sunsets and sunrise over there. Hopefully it's a nice day. So okay, I'll see you guys soon. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please leave me a comment below and consider subscribing. So if you want to support this channel and keep watching more videos like this one to learn and improve your photography. Okay, everybody, have a wonderful day. See you soon. Ciao. Another quick tip that I forgot to mention. After you research where you will go, you check the tides, the time when is the best time. After you do your research, arrive early. Arrive with enough time to find and look for compositions and to see how the water is behaving on the area that you are going. Do not arrive just with a few minutes before sunset, because then you will regret. You will miss some really good stuff. So if you have time, arrive early and start scouting and searching for those great compositions. Okay, that's it, folks. I forgot about it. So I'll see you guys soon. The waves are amazing. They're getting so good. I hope I can get a nice photograph to show you at the end of this video. Who knows? See you guys soon.